friends, thank you so much for joining me. My name is Kaylee. This is the Tea House, and today the gardening season is upon us. Okay, no, it's the middle of January 2022, and the gardening season is not upon us, at least not yet, not in Colorado, but seed season is upon us, and today I am going to share with you the seeds that I have received for the 2022 gardening season and give you the plans for the garden this upcoming year. So this year I have ordered seeds from 3 separate companies. I have ordered from Baker Creek, I have ordered from Hudson Valley Seed Company, and then I have ordered a local Colorado seed company called Heirloom Mountain Seeds. I will go through everything that we are planning to use either this year or in future years. So the Heirloom Mountain Seed Company order, it was free shipping if you ordered $30 or more in seeds, and then they also doubled your seeds. So I ordered 9 packs and I got 18. So all of these are obviously not going to be going into the garden this year, but I am going to share what we got. So starting here, early purple sprouting broccoli. I'm not certain that we're going to have room for that this year, but that is okay. Sugar lump tomato. This is a cherry tomato. The majority of tomatoes I am going to be growing this year are going to be cherry varieties, just because of our space requirements. I don't have a ton of space for large tomatoes. Next is purple lilac peppers. We have just a purple bell pepper. Tomato, another smaller, a grape tomato. This is green grape tomato. Purple cayenne pepper. We have Vera Flay spinach. So I've heard that this spinach does not bolt as quickly as some other spinaches, so I'm excited to give that a try. I have sweet meat squash, which I only have room for 1 rambling squash and 1 more compact squash. So we'll see if that one makes the cut. Garbanzo beans, but these are the black variety. So I have never grown garbanzo beans, but I'm excited to give it a try. And then giant leeks. So those are the ones that I ordered. The ones that I received as free seeds. We have some Fort Hook Swiss chard. We have black seeded Simpson lettuce, always a great variety. We have 3 packs of turnips. Now, I have never grown root vegetables. Not carrots, not turnips, not, that's a lie actually. I put radishes and beets in the ground last year and they just didn't do anything. The greens came up really, really beautifully and nothing grew in the ground. The only thing that I have grown in ground, and it wasn't even in ground, it was in buckets, is potatoes. And we definitely are doing potatoes again this year. Last year we did Yukon Gold potatoes in buckets. I think I had 8 5-gallon buckets in the back. So yeah, we'll see. We, like I said, are definitely doing potatoes again. I don't know that we'll get around to any root crops, but we'll get to the plan in a little bit after we're done with this. Marvel of 4 Seasons lettuce. Mary Washington asparagus, burgundy onions, and red mammoth beets. So those are the free seeds that I got from them. So let's get on to the Baker Creek seeds. Now you're gonna see a theme in the majority of the seeds that I purchased from Baker Creek. I should get out my free seeds. So free seeds to start with, we have Merlot lettuce and St. Valerie carrot, just a nice, just looks like a standard orange carrot. Very old French variety, long 10 to 12 inch roots, super sweet and tender. So besides 3, I'm not even going to try to say this, but the reason that I purchased this, so I got the seed catalog from Baker Creek, the one that you purchase, not the one that you get for free. And this said that you can grow this year round and it is not likely to bolt. So we're going to give this a try. It's just some greens. And then Pippin's Golden Honey Pepper. I absolutely love peppers, and I plan to grow a lot more this year. I had 4 hot pepper plants and 4 sweet pepper plants, and they did okay last year. So King of the North, this is supposed to be really good for colder zones. So we're going to give this a try. It also matures a lot faster from what they said. So, and then the rest are all flowers. So I primarily grew vegetables last year. Last year was our first season gardening in this house. And so it was a new garden beds, and things grew decently, but they didn't grow incredibly well. So I'm hoping that the addition of flowers all along the back fence, and I'll show you this come springtime, but addition of flowers is going to bring a lot more pollinators, which is going to bring a lot more production to the garden bed. The garden bed also has had an entire year to mature, and we actually rotated things in the fall. So the soil that has been built is actually really, really good soil. So when we were building the garden bed area, we put a layer of cardboard, a layer of wood chips, and then bagged soil, and then another layer of wood chips on top. And so what is now there has been, it's decomposed throughout the year, and it's a lot richer, it's a lot better soil than we had last year. So we're hoping for much higher yields this upcoming gardening season. But I also want to try to grow quite a few flowers and see if that can't help things. It'll also make me happier because I absolutely love flowers. So, Macronia, Zinnias. So I have quite a few Zinnias, Zinnia seeds downstairs, but this was really, really pretty. Like oranges and reds. We have Double Dutch Rose, Cosmos. Evening Sun, sunflowers. We have Double Tall Mix straw flowers. So this is the only straw flowers that they had, but I like the mix. Nice, good colors. Dahlia, Cactus Flowered Mixed Dahlia. Now I am 100% aware that the seeds that you get from dahlias are not true to the flower. So we'll see what we get. I actually also previously, I guess late last year, purchased the other 2 dahlias seed packets that Baker Creek has. So I have all 3 of them. I want to continue growing my medicinal herbs. So I got some toothache plant. Queen Lime Blush Zinnia. I felt that this color of the Queen Limes was the best for the other colors that I plan to be growing. So I didn't want to go too heavy on like one color versus another color, and this was the kind of what tied everything in. And then calendula, we have Strawberry Blonde Calendula. So that is the Baker Creek haul. Now, the Hudson Valley Seed Company haul, I purchased 5 packets, but I'm going to show you a lot more than that. So for those of you that don't know, I also have a seed library that I run out of my house. It is based solely, strictly on donations. And I've reached out to some seed companies, and Hudson Valley was one that was willing to send seeds. They are expired seeds, so they can't sell them in terms of profit, but they do give to seed libraries as long as you can, I guess, prove that you're a seed library. I don't know how else to say it, but so I'm going to be showing you. So I purchased 5 packets, And then the other packets that I'm going to be showing you are all going to be going into the library. And the library is open. If you happen to live in South Denver metro area, please feel free to reach out to me. I would love to get you the info for the library and hopefully get you some garden seeds. If you are not in the South Denver metro area, I strongly encourage you to look up a seed library in your area. So I started this library. It will be, the beginning of last year was our first official start. And I started it out of my house because at the time, our local to us library was closed due to everything going on in the world. And I felt that, okay, if I needed seeds, someone else may need seeds as well. I had a very large seed collection. There's no way that I'm going to go through all of my seeds. And I wanted it to be available at any time. Well, I'm home 99% of the time. So that makes it really easy to get requests in and filled pretty much at any time. So there was a lot of push for most seed libraries to be actually in a physical library location, which is definitely an option. But I like this a lot better because I can help people even when things may be closed. What if they need seeds on a Sunday afternoon and the library closes at 5 and, oh, you didn't make it to the library, but you really want to plant this weekend? Okay, well, you can reach out to someone who has a seed library at their house. So that is how I kind of went about starting the library. And again, I reached out to some seed companies last year. Let's see, Hudson Valley, Baker Creek, and True Leaf Market, I believe, and Seed Savers Exchange were the ones that helped fill the library, as well as my own personal stock of seeds that, are older or, may not be the best options, the 4 for $1 options at Dollar Tree, those types of things. But they get seeds to people that may not be able to use or to have them otherwise. So I felt that those were great options for a low cost point, and I am able to give back to my community in that regard. So let's go over the ones that I ordered first. First one is Campfire Rubeckia. The Dandy Colorette Dahlia. So again, I understand that dahlias are not true to seed, or true to flower. Multi-hued yarrow mix. So this says it's umbrellas of gold, white, red, gold, white, and red. So excited for that. Sweet Siberian watermelon. So the watermelon that I grew last year was a orange fleshed watermelon, and it was so good that I decided I'm not even going to try to say that name. But I felt that we needed to add another watermelon into our mix. So we got 2 watermelons. Now, the rest of these are the donation seeds that are going to go into the library. So we have a couple packets of Nasturtium. I'm trying to go fast. I have a baby that's about to start crying. We have Seashells Cosmos. Couple packets of Ragged Jack Kale. Cherokee Purple Tomato. Meta Lettuce Mix. This is Pollinator Petal Patch, so it's just a mix of, let's see, spiderwort, pestimum, more and more. So provide refuge for pollinators. We have that same Sweet Siberian watermelon that I had purchased, so we got one of those for the library as well. We have Silverleaf sunflowers. I don't know how to say this. Any ideas? Sarinth. It is a gorgeous foliage, purple blooms, beloved by pollinators. So definitely a flower. We have chives. Northern Lights Linaria. Good Bug Blooms. So looks like a lot. This is Zinnias, Cosmos, Cornflowers, and more. And then we have the All-Star Kales mix. This is a mix of Russian and Siberian kales. Another one of those watermelons. And another one of the All-Star Kale mix. So that is the seed haul that we have for the upcoming season. Let me grab a baby and I will give you the quick overview of what we are planning for the garden this year. All right, so I am back, baby in hand, to try to get him to not fuss too much during the remainder of this video. So the plans for this upcoming garden season, I knew that obviously I was pregnant and I wasn't going to be able to do a ton in the garden, but I still definitely wanted a garden. Last year we focused on building the beds and kind of just put whatever else that we could in there. The focus for this year, we spent a lot of our space on squash and melons last year and tomatoes. And I got one watermelon, I got one butternut squash, 2 small pumpkins, and probably 10 to 12 zucchini. It was definitely not the best use of space in terms of what we had. I also used a lot of that space for herbs. My basil completely died, but my parsley absolutely flourished. I had probably 15 parsley plants by the end of the season. So I'm gonna try to focus on crops that I am confident I can make sure can sustain. And so we are going to be focusing on smaller tomatoes, not the larger ones. Our season last year was very weird. It started off incredibly hot, so I called it, we went from winter to summer and then back to spring and then back to winter and then fall. It was just very, very confusing. So even though I made a ton of really good, super, super delicious green tomato salsa, it wasn't worth it in terms of like tomato ripening. I want that fresh summer tomato. So I've decided to focus on these smaller varieties that mature much faster. So we're gonna go with cherries and plum and grape tomatoes. The lettuces, we are going to focus just 1 row on lettuces. I think I did 3 rows last year. We're gonna try a lot more basil, and we're still gonna do parsley because it is one of my favorite herbs. The basil I'm also gonna be putting in the flower bed to see if we can kind of double cover ourselves. Beyond that, we're gonna do 1 watermelon, we're gonna do 1 squash, and well, I guess 1 rambling squash, so a pumpkin or something that kind of wants to vine. I do have a couple squash varieties that stay pretty compact, so we are going to do one of those as well. And then we are going to focus the majority of the rest of the garden bed space on onions and chives, and I have garlic, an entire bed of garlic out there. I am going to start, fingers crossed if I can get it done, I'm going to start a rhubarb plant so that we can start to get that established. I have a big bucket that it can go in and live in for the majority of the year. And then from there, we are going to do some cucumbers because my daughter absolutely loves cucumbers and pickles, loves them. And then beyond that, I don't really know. We have a weird season here, and I think that maybe next year I'll be able to do one of my 4 beds as like a fall to winter bed. That wasn't possible this year just given that I was so pregnant and it wasn't very possible to get down and get things planted when I needed to get them planted. So I think that I'll be able to cover one of the beds and make it a fall to winter where I'm gonna do spinach and Swiss chard and maybe some other brassicas in there. So if you have any suggestions, my zone is 5B in Colorado, so we have a pretty short season. We can't plant any frost tender things until after Mother's Day is typically when we do it, so the beginning of May, and then get all of those out there. And then, I mean, Labor Day, we're kind of pushing it in terms of Could there be a frost? Could there not be a frost? So I hope that you enjoyed this seed haul. I hope that you are finding some joy in seed catalogs and getting your seed orders in. Again, if you live in the area, feel free to reach out. I would love to get connected with you and get you some seeds from the seed library. If not, I highly recommend that you reach out to a local seed library in your area or even start one of your own. I noticed that it was a lot easier to just start one of my own. I had a large seed collection that I had, grown over the years, and it was really, really easy to say, oh, I don't need, 10 packets of peppers, for example. I like these few peppers. Okay, I can only grow one pepper plant, so how many seeds are in a packet? 15 or 20? I can give some of these away. So that's a lot of where the seed library inventory came from, and I am thoroughly enjoying helping my neighbors grow gardens for the first time or grow things that they have never grown before. This has been Kaylee at the Tea House. I hope that you are having a wonderful day. If you found value in this video, I would love for you to like and subscribe. And I look forward to sharing my next video with you. Thank you so much. Bye.